Hi friends, it's Miss Traver, and today for our read aloud we are going to read about manatees. Manatees are one of my favorite sea creatures. They're so cool. So we're going to read a National Geographic Kids story about them, just like we did with the turtles. This one's written by Laura Marsh. And you can see their cute face on the main page. So here's a nice little riddle for us. Who am I? I have whiskers, but I am not a cat. I nibble on grass, but I am not a cow. I have gray, wrinkled skin, but I am not an elephant. Who am I? A manatee. Mighty manatees. Manatees are mammals that live in the water. They are sometimes called sea cows. Why? Manatees are gentle and they move slowly like cows. They also graze on seagrass, just like cows eat grass. So let's read the water words first. That's in the little yellow box that I'm looking at right here. Water words. Mammal, an animal that has a backbone and is warm-blooded. It feeds its babies milk. And graze is to feed in an area covered with grasses. So here on the picture or the page with the picture, I can't see the page number. It was page 6. You can see the manatees together. There's 3 of them, and it says manatees often rest in groups. And before I forget, let's do the joke at the top. Where do manatees keep their money? In the riverbank. All right, let's keep going. Manatees are big. They are usually about 10 feet long. That's as long as 2 kids' bikes lined up end to end. Manatees are heavy too. Most adult manatees weigh about 1,000 pounds. That's the weight of about 21 second graders. Wow. Super swimmers. Manatees can move their large bodies gracefully through the water. They swim upside down and roll. They even do somersaults. I know some of you guys can do somersaults. Did you know that manatees can too? That's pretty cool. You can see in the pictures of that manatee, it kind of looks like it's dancing the way it swims so gracefully. Manatees do not like water that is too deep. They like to stay in the shallow water in oceans and rivers. There they find food and warm water. They like to be in the shallow end like Miss Traver, not the deep end, the shallow end. A group of manatees in Crystal River, Florida, USA. Wow, the water is so clear you could see them. What about if you guys were swimming or paddleboarding and kayaking and you saw manatees like that? Wouldn't that be so cool? Why are manatees so wrinkled? Here's the joke. Because they do not use irons. Like you would use to iron your shirt or your mom and dad would. A manatee's body is built for living in the water. Its tail is large, flat, and round at the end and moves up and down to power the manatee through the water. The flippers. They help steer, I'm looking right here, they help steer the manatee. They also bring food to its mouth. The lips. They are big and strong. They wrap around plants and pull them into the manatee's mouth. Nostrils. Manatees breathe air through these holes, but they are closed tightly underwater. Wow, that's pretty cool. Like we have to hold our nose or not breathe in. Their nostrils just close nice and tight so that they don't get any water up their nose. Their eyes are small, but manatees can see well, even in cloudy water. That's important so they can see where they're going. Munching on lunch. Manatees are herbivores. They eat plants for about 6 to 8 hours every day. 6 to 8 hours. That's like how long school is. Could you imagine if you ate all day during school? Wow. So in that picture, a manatee grazes on sea plants. So they only eat plants as herbivores. Manatees have no front teeth. they don't need them because they don't eat meat. Manatees only have large back teeth called molars. The molars help them grind their food. Water word, herbivore, an animal that only eats plants. Yeah, we talked about that. So you can see his funny little smile up there. He's got no teeth, no front teeth, because they don't need them when they're pulling up the plants, just their lips and then their back teeth. Ooh, 7 fun facts about manatees. Fact number 1, they lose teeth all through their lives. New teeth replace them. Wow, like how when we lose our baby teeth, our adult teeth come in, and then those are our only teeth, then we're done losing our teeth. But for manatees, they lose them throughout their life and get new ones. Fun fact number 2, the elephant is a distant relative of the manatee. Wow, so they're related, but distant. Fun fact number 3, fat in the mother's milk helps a young manatee grow quickly. Wow, so the mama manatee takes really good care of that baby manatee. And it looks like they have some moss or plants or something growing on them. I think that just happens because they're underwater, but I don't think it hurts them or anything. Fun fact number 4, they do not have eyelashes like we do and dogs do, but they don't. Fun fact number 5, bones in a manatee's flipper are similar to those in a human hand. Wow, I didn't know that. If you look right here, you can see there's the human hand, and then that's the manatee's flipper. Look very similar. Fun fact number 6, they do not use their mouth to breathe. They only use their nostrils. So we use our nostrils and our mouth to breathe. They only use their nostrils. Fun fact number 7, they have no natural enemies. Humans are the biggest threat. Well, that's just because manatees like to swim in the shallow water, and sometimes humans don't see them, so we have to be careful and take care of them and always look out for them and not litter, right? Big babies. A manatee baby is called a calf. It's born underwater. A newborn calf is about the size of a 9-year-old kid. Wow, so a little bit older than you guys. The mother pushes the calf to the surface to take its first breath. Sorry. Within an hour, the calf can swim on its own. So within an hour of being born, the calf already knows how to swim on its own. If you look on page 18, you can see the little baby calf. These young manatees are fed milk from a bottle. With their mothers, they need help. Without their mothers, they need help to eat. So some babies, if their moms can't take care of them or something happens to the mama, then the zoos will help take care of them. Or rescues. Like other mammal babies, a manatee drinks its mother's milk. Soon, it learns how to find seagrasses to eat. The calf must stay with its mother for the first 2 years. The mother teaches her calf how to live on its own. So it only spends the first 2 years of its life with its mama, and then it learns to be on its own. A calf needs to stick with its mom. That's what the caption says. And here's our joke. What do manatees learn in school? Their ABCs. Get it? Like they swim in the sea, the big blue sea. On the move. Manatees do not stay in one place. They migrate. In summer, manatees can be found in many states. In winter, most manatees return to Florida. The water is warmer there. So the water word is migrate, to move from one area to another for food or a mate. We talked about migrating a little bit when we had our monarch butterflies, and they stay with us, or they stay up north until the winter time, and then when it starts to get cold, or before winter time, when it starts to get cold, they migrate down to Mexico where it's warmer. Manatees at rest. Manatees need rest, like you, but they don't sleep like you do. They rest for about 15 minutes at a time. Then they come to the surface to breathe. Manatees sometimes rest at the bottom of the sea or river. They can also float near the top of the water when resting. So if you look on that picture on page 24, there are a ton of manatees. Do you see them resting? That's a big group. Manatees don't usually travel in groups, but they often rest together in warm water. So they usually travel by themselves or with a few, but they like to sleep together, I guess. Maybe to watch out for each other or just because they like to be in the warm place all at the same time. That's so sweet. Keeping manatees safe. So this is important. This is ways that we can help. There are many dangers for manatees. They are often hit by boats because they are so big and slow and swim near to the surface. Manatees can be hard to see in the water. So on that page, on page 26, there's a sign that says Manatee Zone, slow speed. They want the boats to go slow so that they can really look out for the manatees and not hurt them. This manatee has scars from an injury by a boat propeller. So that's the propeller is what makes the boat move pretty quickly. But so that little guy has some little scars from it, cuts that he got. But he's okay. He's still moving. We just have to make sure that we're watching out for him. People also throw trash and fishing line into the water. Swallowing trash can hurt the manatees. Fishing line can get tangled around the manatees so that they can't swim. So we always talk about how important it is not to litter. And this is just another example on how we shouldn't throw things in the trash or even litter anywhere because it could get into water. The wind could blow it and it could end up in there. And we don't want sea turtles or manatees or dolphins or any sea creatures or any animals to eat it and get sick. Here's our joke. How do manatees turn their pancakes? They use their flippers. Could you imagine a manatee eating pancakes? Oh my goodness. Manatees are endangered. There are about 5,000 Florida manatees left, but there are laws that protect them. There are also special areas for manatees called sanctuaries. In a sanctuary, people can't disturb manatees. They can live safely there and raise their young. So here they are. The roped off areas show where people are not allowed to go. So the manatees are resting there together. You can see some scuba divers or what's the other word? They're just swimming around. It's probably people who work at the sanctuary checking and making sure that they're okay. So endangered, I'm sure most of you know what that means, but just to go over it as the water word, it's at risk of dying out, that they are getting hurt and we're kind of running out of them at a quick pace. So that's why it's so important that they have these sanctuaries where it's a safe place to keep these manatees so that they can keep on having babies and have more manatees in the world. Stump your parents. Can your parents answer these questions about manatees? You might know more than they do. So I'll let you guys pause it here if you want to and ask your parents, see if they know the answers to these questions. I hope you guys enjoyed reading about manatees and learning all about them. I love manatees. I think they're just the cutest little creatures. Well, they're not little, they're very big. But I hope you guys have a great day. And if you have some free time, maybe write down some things that you learned about manatees. Or you could go onto Epic and find a book about another creature or animal that you want to learn about and write down some cool things that you learned. Okay? And then you could share with us. All right, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Have fun going outside or it's kind of cloudy, but find something fun to do today. And don't forget to do your math and your reading. Bye, friends.